Are you a woman over 40, constantly battling cravings for sugar, carbs, or salty snacks? You're not alone. I hear it all the time. I know what I'm supposed to eat, but I just can't help myself. I'm trying to eat better, but I don't know how to deal with my cravings. I do fine all day, then I lose control at night. I want to lose weight, but I cannot give up sugar. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Based on what I have researched and seen with many women, I'm revealing 5 shocking reasons behind your food cravings and simple shifts that could transform how you eat, feel, and look. So stick with me to the end because I'm providing important tips that have helped women break free from cravings, and it's easier than you think. So the first reason I have is that your body is trying to maintain its set point. Now, have any of you watched the series Biggest Loser? If you have, you might remember a guy called Danny Cahill. He is season 8 winner in 2009 who dropped 239 pounds in just 6 months. But what you probably didn't see was what happened after the show. So according to a CBC interview in 2016, Danny regained over 100 pounds in 6 years after the show. This happened despite the fact that he was maintaining healthy eating habits. His metabolism had slowed dramatically. His body was burning like 800 fewer calories per day than the average person of his size. Why? Because his body was trying to get back to its set point, which is the way it had learned to defend. And this is the same thing so many women over 40 are unknowingly up against. So as you age, your body becomes increasingly protective of its energy stores. So that when you start eating less and burning more fat, your brain doesn't see a healthy plan. It sounds an alarm. Why? Because it considers it a threat. So it activates your biological defense system to restore your energy balance. And what is the result? Your metabolism slows. Your craving increase and drive you towards high-calorie foods. Now, this is regulated by a hormone called leptin, which is produced by your fat cells. Now, leptin tells your brain when you're full and have enough energy stored. But when you lose fat, leptin drops, and your brain interprets that as starvation, even if you're not actually starving. But for women over 40, this issue is compounded because estrogen is declining, which makes the brain less sensitive to leptin. Now, because of that, your hunger signals don't shut off like how they used to. So you can eat a full meal and still feel the urge to snack on something an hour later. So your issue is not a lack of discipline. You are experiencing what millions of women face, a biological feedback loop that is misunderstood and dismissed. But the good thing about it is that once you understand how your body protects its set point, you can stop fighting it and start working with it. So here's how you can do this. Focus on high satiety foods like protein, fiber, foods that have a lot of water, high volume. Make movement a regular part of your day, not just during workouts. Try not to cut calories too fast. Do it gradually so your hormones can adjust. Support your hormone health through proper nutrition and lifestyle. So we talk about how our body tries to maintain our set point. So let's move on to reason number 2, unstable blood sugar levels. So the more your blood sugar spikes and crashes throughout the day, the more likely you are to crave sugar, carbs, and snacks. Why is that? Because unstable blood sugar means your body is constantly trying to correct energy highs and lows. So when you eat something that breaks down quickly like white bread, juice, crackers, or even those so-called healthy granola bars, they cause a rapid spike in your blood glucose. Your body responds by releasing insulin, which helps move that excess sugar into your cells for energy or storage. But here's the problem. Insulin becomes less efficient for many women in midlife. This process is called insulin resistance. So when insulin overcorrects or becomes less sensitive, your blood sugar crashes quickly, leaving you tired, moody, and hungry. Your brain then interprets this day as an emergency and starts screaming for fast energy. This causes you to crave sweet bread or something processed. And so it's a vicious cycle. The more you feed cravings with quick carbs, the more your blood sugar swings up and down throughout the day. Now, this is why you might feel addicted to sugar or struggle with portion control. It's not just emotional eating. The problem involves physiological factors that drive how your body processes glucose. But of course, this is not the end. There's always a way that you can stabilize your blood sugar with just a few simple strategies. Start your meals with fiber to slow digestion. So if you know you're someone that if you skip meals, you'll overeat later, try to avoid that. Walk after meal to help reduce blood sugar spikes. Try to focus on low glycemic whole foods instead of ultra processed snacks. Keeping your blood sugar steady is one of the best ways you can reduce cravings naturally, improve your energy, and support hormone balance. So we talked about how our body tries to maintain our set point. Then we went on to how cravings can be affected by unstable blood sugar levels. Now let's look at how gut health influences what we crave. So when your gut is healthy, it's like a thriving ecosystem. It's diverse, balanced, and resilient. Now when it gets disrupted by poor diet, stress, antibiotics, a lack of sleep, hormonal shift, it can lead to the overgrowth of certain bacteria that thrive on sugar and refined carbohydrates. But here's the crazy part. These bacteria can actually influence your brain reward system because it wants to encourage you to eat more foods that would help them to survive. So if you ever found yourself obsessing over sugar, bread, chips, or baked goods, despite knowing they're not serving your goals, there's a high possibility that those gut bugs are calling the shots. So let's talk about Julie. She's 47 and she works full time. She juggles a household. And like so many women her age, she's trying really hard to feel better and lose some weight. Now, Julie starts her day with a smoothie. She skips the bagels at work and tries to pack a healthy lunch. But somehow, by 3 p.m., Julie starts to experience a lot of cravings. So she tells herself that she's only going to get one cookie from the cafeteria, but end up eating 5. So by dinner, Julie is frustrated, bloated, and silently thinking, what's wrong with me? Why can't I control myself anymore? But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with Julie. Her problem is not a lack of willpower. She's just fighting an internal battle that's hard for her to win. So a 2020 study found that your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract, can directly influence your appetite and cravings. They found that people with certain bacteria had stronger cravings for sugar and carbs. Why? Because those microbes feed on these types of food. And so they send signals to your brain to give them more. So if your gut is out of balance, your cravings get louder, your willpower weakens, and your metabolism slows down. And as we said before, during perimenopause, your body begins to produce less estrogen. Now this hormone plays a very important role in gut health. Estrogen helps maintain your gut lining, which supports microbiome diversity and even influences how efficiently you absorb nutrients. So as estrogen drops, several things start to happen. Your digestion slows down. Your stomach acid decreases, making it harder for you to break down food. Your gut lining weakens, leading to more inflammation and imbalances. So now Julie isn't just dealing with food choices, she's battling biological changes in her body. So what can Julie do to address this? She can start feeding her good gut bacteria. Now they love fiber, especially from things like vegetables, beans, berries, fermented foods. But Julie also needs to watch out for some common gut disruptors like ultra-processed foods, excess sugar, artificial sweeteners, overuse of antibiotics. So once Julie began to implement these changes, she found that her cravings decreased. So we talked about how our set point, blood sugar levels, and gut health can influence our cravings. So let's move on to reason number 4, a lack of sleep. So lately I picked up a habit that felt productive at first, but it started to backfire. So when I fall asleep early, I will usually wake up around 1 or 2 to push about 2 hours of work before going to bed and getting up again at 5 a.m. So even though it felt good in the moment to cross things off my to-do list, I started noticing the effect. I wasn't as sharp during the day. My energy dipped. And while I didn't feel super hungry, I just didn't feel it myself. Now, the researchers at the University of Chicago have been studying the link between lack of sleep and increased hunger for years. So here's what they found. Even just one night of poor sleep can throw off your hunger hormones. So specifically, it increases ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry. But it also decreases leptin, the hormone that signals fullness. So basically, your brain is being told eat more, and at the same time, you're still not feeling satisfied. Now that's a dangerous combo if you're trying to manage your weight, your cravings, or your energy. In one study, they found that people who were sleep deprived ate an average of 300 extra calories the next day. Most of it was from high carbs or high fat snacks. So think chips, pastry, sugary drinks. The stuff your body craves when it's tired or trying to get quick energy. But let's talk about sleep issues women experience over 40. So because of a decline in estrogen and progesterone, it's normal for women over 40 to have trouble sleeping because this leads to sweating at night, trouble falling or staying asleep, lighter, less restorative sleep. So even if you're technically in bed for 7 to 8 hours, you may not get the deep quality sleep your body needs to reset your hunger cues. So that's why you will hear a lot of women during this season saying things like, I'm not eating that much, but the scale keeps creeping up. Or I feel like I'm always hungry, even when I have just eaten. But when you focus on prioritizing sleep, your hunger hormones naturally start to stabilize. You stop chasing sugar and caffeine to survive the day, and you eat more aligned with your body's needs and not just what it craves. But let me share a few simple shifts that you can make to help you get better sleep and reduce your cravings. Try to stick to a constant sleep schedule, even on weekends. And that's something I started to do. So instead of going to sleep early and then getting up in the morning, I would try to sleep right through and wake up just an hour or two before my normal wake up time. And that helps a lot. Try to also avoid screen time 1 or 2 hours before bed because blue light disrupts melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m., especially if you're already feeling wired but tired. Get morning sunlight. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm. Now, if you're dealing with hormone-related sleep issues, you can look for natural ways to support your body, like magnesium-rich foods, calming teas, or work with a functional medical practitioner. Now we look at how set point, blood sugar levels, gut health, sleep affect our cravings. So now let's go on to how stress add to our problem. So when I talk about stress, I'm not just talking about feeling overwhelmed at work every now and again. I'm talking about chronic stress that builds up from juggling work, family, aging parents, hormones, finances, and trying to take care of yourself. So when you're under stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Now this is part of your fight and flight response. It is designed to help you in temporary stressful situations requiring immediate action. But when cortisol stays elevated over time, it does three things to your hunger patterns. It increases appetite, especially for sugar. Cortisol doesn't just make you eat more, it makes you crave high-calorie, fast energy foods. Now why is this? Because your body thinks you need to refuel. So it pushes you towards foods that will get glucose into your system quickly. It also disrupts your hunger hormones. Now stress throws off your body's natural balance of ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and leptin, your fullness hormone. So this means you feel hungry even if you have eaten enough, and you don't get the signal to stop as clearly. So over time, this makes it a lot easier to overeat. It also slows down digestion. So when your body is in stress mode, it doesn't prioritize digestion. This can lead to bloating, indigestion, or feeling like food just sits in your stomach. So you may keep snacking, trying to feel satisfied. So one of the things I try to do to help me manage stress is to prioritize time with God. So every morning I will do my prayer and devotions, and that helps calm my nervous system, that gives me peace, that gives me clarity, and help me feel more fortified to face any challenges the day may bring. I also spend a lot of time in nature. I like to do my work outdoors when I can. It's something about nature that helps to calm your nervous system and make you feel at peace. I do a lot of journaling, just writing down my thoughts, help me to process my thoughts a lot better and make better decisions. I also prioritize exercising, stretching, deep breathing. That is also another method to manage stress. Now, these things don't just make you feel better over time. They retrain your brain and hormones to come out survival mode so you can take steps forward to improve your health in the long term. So we talk about how our cravings are affected by our set point, our blood sugar levels, our gut health, our stress level, how much sleep we get. So let's move on to the last reason, eating too quickly. Now I guess some of you might be thinking like, oh, can eating too quickly cause my cravings to increase? But this actually throws off your body's natural fullness signal. Your satiety hormones need time, about 20 minutes, to tell your brain you're satisfied. So when you rush through your meals, those signals don't kick in fast enough. So you keep eating. But the other aspect to that is if you're relying on liquid meals like smoothie or shakes, thinking they're a healthy shortcut, that could backfire as well. So studies found that because liquid empties from your stomach faster, it skips the chewing process and don't activate the satiety hormones as quickly as if you were eating whole foods. So that means you're less satisfied and you get hungry quicker and may even overeat. Now, this also relates to persons that like to overcook their food. When I'm cooking, I try not to overcook my vegetables especially, because when it's not soft and it's still crunchy, you have to take your time to chew your food because it's harder. Because solid food takes time to break down in your mouth. And this allows your brain to catch up with your stomach, giving your satiety hormones time to activate. These hormones help to tell your brain you had enough. But on the flip side, when you gulp down a sugary drink or eat something soft, those signals are a lot weaker. And because of that, you are more likely to overeat without realizing it. So to avoid that, try to eat slower. Take at least 20 minutes to eat your food. I know this is hard for me as well, but it is a lot easier when your food is not as soft because you have to take more time to chew. You should also prioritize whole food over liquid calories. And try as much as possible to be present because when you are distracting, when you're eating, you tend to eat a lot quicker as well. So eating slower actually have a lot of benefits. So here's my challenge to you. Try just one of the strategies we talked about today. Whether it's eating more whole foods, moving after meals, eating slower, managing your stress, or prioritizing sleep. Start small. Because even one small shift can help to quiet those cravings and help your body feel more supported. So let me know in the comments below which one you're going to try first. And so if you are a woman over 40 with a waistline of over 35 inches and you're finally ready to take action, then now is the time. Grab my free guide, Get Back in the Driver's Seat. It's packed with simple, doable strategies to help you reclaim your energy, focus, and health. Just click the link below and start taking back control one choice at a time.